And time now for Homeschooled. We bring in Mark Malusis and Sal Licata to talk more about the Mets. Moose, we'll start with you. Now that it's looking like George Springer will end up with the Blue Jays, is it a big deal that the Mets missed out on him?
Yeah, he's a great player. I mean, it is a big deal. You know, we were talking about this a little bit last night. Here's the problem I have. I have the problem where you get into the discussion of, well, who would you rather have long-term, George Springer or Michael Conforto? Well, why does it need to be both? Why can't it be both? Why can't you sign George Springer now and then address Michael Conforto next year when he hits free agency, Sal? And who knows? It's not a foregone conclusion with Scott Boras being Michael Conforto's agent that you're going to re-sign Michael Conforto next year when he does become a free agent. You're looking to put together the best possible team. They were in on George Springer early. I understand they added Francisco Lindor, but you will look at what Springer is offensively, what he is defensively, and he gets 6 years on $150 million for the Toronto Blue Jays, and you say, I can't go there for a guy from Connecticut that wanted to play closer to home? To me, it makes no sense.
I'm bothered by this, Moose. I'm annoyed. I mean, I've been saying it all offseason long. The Mets offseason hinged on George Springer. He should have been the #1 target. I would rather have Springer and Jimenez at short than I would Lindor and whatever they're going to do in center field, because it's not going to be anything close to what George Springer is. We know what type of ball player he is. We've seen him do it on the biggest stages and the biggest moments. He's a legit center fielder, something this team hasn't had really since Carlos Beltran. So I'm tired of seeing them trot out guys who don't fit in center field. I don't care what Major League Baseball Network reports. Brandon Nimmo isn't a center fielder. I got news for you. Jackie Bradley Jr., he can't hit a lick, so he's not good enough. The Mets missed the boat on the best free agent center fielder out there by a long shot. And this is a team, look, we talked about trying to get two of those big names, right? You referenced it last night. Bauer, Real Muto, Lindor, Arenado, Springer. They needed two of those guys. Well, guess what? They only got one. That's not good enough. So all offseason long, we've been talking about this team trying to put a team together to go out there and compete for a World Series title right now as constituted. And even if they add a Jackie Bradley Jr., they're not good enough. George Springer would have been the piece that put them in that conversation with a team like the Dodgers or the Braves or the Yankees. Now they don't have that option. They weren't willing to spend that much. I get it. It's a lot in this market, but I thought a player that would have been well worth the investment.